My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And finally, a month after we meant to do it, we can finally do this episode.
So excited.
Obviously, you clicked the title, so you know that we're doing an episode on the J-drama Cinderella Closet. We did mean to do this literally a month ago when it was supposed to be over. But Netflix done played us for fools, they did. They got us good. They got us good with this one.
Oh man. I even waited to binge it to time it just correctly for when we were going to record it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rug was pulled out from under us.
And then they said, oh, this last episode, just kidding. We're going to upload it, but we won't have subs. And then we'll un-upload it. We'll upload it the next day.
Spent the entire week telling you that it's going to be coming out Wednesday of September, blah, blah, blah.
So before we get too deep into it, this is a spoiler episode. The first little bit, we won't be doing too many spoilers. We'll just be doing like the basic impressions and stuff. But then there will be spoilers. So if you were planning on watching the show and have not finished, perhaps click pause. Come back when you
literally
finished.
can click pause and then do like
it's
an
not
hour
a
and a
long
half
show.
and then come back.
It's not a long show.
What, 14 episodes
12.
that are like 20 minutes?
12 20-minute episodes, yeah.
20 minutes episodes. Like,
you can
not even
watch
20 minutes.
in a day.
Some like
that's including opening and ending credits.
And the little like teaser, like, or what happened previously.
Right.
And
we do recommend you do watch it because I think let me just do a quick little I
mean, if you've been listening to us, or what we're watching.
We've all been like
Jessie and I have been talking about it for a couple of months. Like we've been watching it, we've been mentioning it, so it shouldn't be a total surprise.
So this drama started in June, on June 24th, and it follows a lovely young college student who's a bit she doesn't have any feminine knowledge, like she doesn't know about makeup or clothes or anything. She's just a good old country gal who's moved to the city, but she's got a little bit of a crush on her co-worker.
Just a tiny bit.
At a barbecue place, a little crush. And he then is like, he finds out it's her birthday soon and is like, oh, I'm gonna take you out for drinks on your birthday. And she's like, oh my god, my first date. But she's like, well, I gotta dress up. I don't know how to do any of that. And then she runs into the most glamorous person she's ever seen in her life. Beautiful long hair, perfect makeup, great fashion. Oh, and she's like, oh my goodness, can you help me? She's very outgoing and friendly. And she's like, I need you to help me be pretty. And this person's like, sure, I guess.
I literally just met you.
Yeah, but...
Okay.
Yep. And then finds out this person, Hikaru, is a makeup artist. And they then take her around and get her all dolled up. But then very quickly you find out this is not the new girlfriend that she thought she was finally making in Tokyo. This is a gender fluid, cross-dressing, biological male who goes back and forth whenever they feel like it, and unapologetically fabulous. Looks great.
Gorgeous.
Real Tiger Call, I can do both situation. Like,
I mean, to be fair, like I think all of us, if we like ran into them in the street, we'd be like, yeah, they have to teach us their ways.
Yeah, no, like
right.
They look good.
It's essentially, you are a fairy.
Yeah.
Bestow upon me whatever
all
gift
of
it is that you have.
ethereal knowledge about.
Well, I guess technically in the very beginning, she is the fairy godmother in this story.
Fairy godmother.
And then what I liked about sort of Hikaru's sort of emphasis was that makeup's not going to make you pretty. It can make you feel more confident, but if you suck, you're just going to keep sucking.
Oh, I wish I had written it down. There was that quote that like Hikaru says. It's like something about being ugly.
Yeah,
and
so
then like
someone
contributes it to like. Do you have it?
Yeah, So someone on MDL did actually quote it with like, hell yeah. And it was, after 20, being ugly is a choice. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not talking about your appearance, but a self-deprecating smile isn't cute. So don't be hard on yourself. Cause like, listen, you can put on makeup and change how you're looking, but if you suck, you're going to keep sucking. And that's kind of like the
just
message
feel down on
overall.
Yourself. Yeah.
And just sort of their relationship goes from there as like a beautiful friendship that very Hikaru does not want it to be just bros. Okay.
Hikaru immediately is like,
he's gone.
Yeah. He's like, this tomboy is the woman of my dreams. Like, she's like, you are so cool.
You're my bestie.
Love you. You are like, and he's like, you don't care that I'm a man? She's like, why would I care that you're a man? Like, or that you wear dresses? Like, you look good in them. If I look good, I'd also look like you. Like, what do you mean? This drama.
He was so charmed by her. Like, that's, I love just how it started off.
You know, and she's just very friendly.
Very golden retriever energy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he is very
golden retriever black cat.
Yeah, he's very black cat. He's golden retriever. Which is sort of like the opposite of like, usually it's like they'll have like a golden retriever like himbo dude, but she's the himbo. Yeah. She's the himbo in this story, and I love that for her. And the show just made, I was just thinking about it, I'm just smiling. Yeah. You'll know if you're on our YouTube, you'll know. I'm ear to ear.
It goes down so smooth. Like, it is the easiest binge.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's no like, they do the little like at the end of the episode, like, here's the teaser of like the terrible thing that's gonna happen next, but it's never terrible.
It's never at all. Like, it was just like a slight misunderstanding that they then resolved in like 30 seconds, and then we went back to like doing each other's hair. Like, yeah, okay.
There's nobody trying to like break them up because you should be with me. Like, are there other people who like, yes, there's other people involved who,
but it's not malicious.
Also have, but nobody's maliciously trying to like wheedle their way in or come between them or anything. It's just like, oh, okay.
Like, I really
you
thought
I will back up.
And like a bit of the spoilers are beginning. In a bit of a, like, I did think they were going to make more of a big deal about the fact that he has like a homophobic dad.
Yeah.
But then basically, she just told the dad to freaking pound sand, and he did. And then like, the mom was like secretly not pounding sand quietly because she didn't hate her queer son. Because he was like, he was very clearly like gender fluid, But and so kind of was she, because I love that as the show went on, he just became like more butch.
I mean, there's like one point like she just like cuts off all of her hair too. Yeah. Like she really,
because that's what she felt the best. Fierce as hell, and he's just like
wearing pantsuits and like and stuff. Like there's a time skip at the end, and she's like working business. Whatever business she's in now, and
cosmetics.
Like,
she worked in the cosmetic.
But you don't really know what
she does.
She does there, but like she's in like a stylish like pantsuit situation, and you're like,
but it's so great because that was what was authentically her. She thought she came to this city and that like she wanted to be like this like kind of high fashion stylized, girly girl, and and like by the end she truly like realized that's not what she wanted, and like she during the show, like for both of the love interests for her, they really did kind of like foster that as well, because they were like so charmed by her authentic self and just like her personality, and she started to realize that like that was what made her pretty and like made her approachable.
I also really loved go Sky.
I was just gonna say, I do want to give a shout out to the first crush that she had, the first boyfriend and all that stuff, because like as you kind of just mentioned, he fostered like confidence in her as well, like on some level. I'm not saying that like every aspect of that was great for both of them, but like as far as the way that character was written and the way that he did still encourage her authenticity to grow more, like her confidence to grow and things like that. And then enough for her to like figure out that the relationship wasn't right for her, which aside from, and it had nothing to do with Hikaru. Like, I mean, so like, it was just very, I was impressed by all that, because that is not a typical move.
Yeah.
Really liked the scene that they threw in where her coworkers, like the boy that she had dated and the other coworker, were talking at work the one day, and he was like, maybe I need to call somebody and get drinks, and the girl looks at him and goes, maybe you need to spend a little time with yourself and just figure out where you want to be. And he was like, well, damn.
Okay. I really enjoyed her as like a female lead, because she would be very nervous about things, but then finally she would just like say what she meant to say. Right? So like, when in the the first episode he forgets that he said he would take her for drinks, so she gets basically stood up and she goes, that wasn't very cool of you. I was
She's like, actually, I was excited.
But what I loved about it was like, she was awkward about saying it. It was never polished. It felt very authentic.
But you know, when she actually had her strength was like for other people. Immediately, if something happened to someone else, she would like immediately be like standing on it and like just very forward about like trying to like change it.
And then that's for like Hikaru, like you could tell Hikaru had a little crush, but then when he saw her do that a couple times, he's like, I'm gone. Like, she's amazing.
It was always so cute, because like anytime someone would like start to be a little weird about, him being gender fluid, she'd be like, what's your problem? You jealous? What's your problem, huh? Like, they're not doing anything to you. Like, get out of here. And he'd be like, oh, she actually, she's actually means this. But so there was another part that I really loved about she was so charmed. She charmed me as well as everyone in the show. So when she's dating this other guy, he's not important. Okay, let's get down. He's just some dude. His ex-girlfriend comes back, and she's now like a makeup influencer, and you would immediately think like, oh, this girl's gonna be like evil, but no, she immediately charms this girl as well. They become best friends. The girl's hooking her up with like free makeup and like is being like, you are like, we're best friends now, like we are having such a good time. And you're just like, yes, this is how it's presenting a like utopic way of existing that I wish was real for more people.
But also on some level, it's like women. That is women.
Like to be honest, that is far more accurate to every female friendship I've ever had than like what they, these catty, like, evil that I see. Like I know that like we've been around for a while, people listening to us. I mean, just like in existence on this earth, and it's just like. Most women aren't in a competition with each other, and they know that. And it's like the ones who do, it's like there's something missing in their lives.
With themselves, you know?
And it's like, and women who see other women as competition, it's like they're missing something in their lives, and I sort of hope they find it, because this is for sure. Way.
And one of the things I think that was good with the influencer friend, she has a storyline where she was kind of like, not very popular, very like plain, like looking in like school and stuff. And when she got into doing stuff like making up her lens, like all that stuff, it really affected her self-esteem, like personally. And she got like more okay with like being out. And it was like something that like she personally did for herself that like, helped her. And it was like kind of a nice like balance with like Hikaru, like that already was like a defining thing for Hikaru, was to like, I just love doing this. And so like, I like that kind of like angle where it's like, you could also just really like to play with makeup and wear nice clothing and stuff. And it'd totally be for you.
I liked the way that like the series looked at a lot of different angles for different stuff. So like that influencer who was playing, and then she had this relationship in high school with this guy from work, and
Keisuke,
and like she never felt like she was worthy of him. Like, he was too handsome and too popular and too outgoing, and she was holding him back. It wasn't. So then she like was like, hey, it wasn't that she changed so that she could go find him and like get him back. She changed because she was like, I don't like feeling like I'm not worthy of somebody else. Like, I need to like myself enough to like feel worthy of people. And so she just became more confident and got more into stuff, but she still had some like side issues where she was still kind of like, she was still a little insecure on the inside, but
and meanwhile,
her friendship,
he was just like, no, I just thought she was nice.
I just thought you were awesome.
Like, I just thought you were a nice girl. Like, I don't know, I was whatever.
And that sort of helped her get over that too, right? Like, when she does meet up with him again as adults, it's like she's telling him, and he's like, no, like, girl, like, I
never cared what you looked like. I just thought you were a nice. I thought you were a nice lady.
And that's also another thing with his character too, because in the very beginning, like, you were presented with him being the most popular waiter or whatever at that restaurant. Like, all the girls were going after him. Not only the like ones at the restaurant, but like the ones that were coming in to eat there. And so that was kind of like the setup of like her like not thinking that he would ever go to her. Like, but then you like realize that like he was a boy that was kind of like a little bit flighty and stuff. He was never malicious in anything. And like, even when he like was back, like hanging out with the influencer, he wasn't doing it. So he was like
he could get back with her or anything.
He was just like legitimately, oh, this is a friend of mine that I had a connection with. And like, I want to, that I didn't know they were around. Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved how the influencer gal would take him to task pretty quick, because on the flip side, he is pretty naive about like the context of relationships.
He's a dumb
and like a lot of that stuff, to where she would take him to task and be like, dude, you can't do this stuff, like, for reals, like, this is not okay, you know. And so that was refreshing, and you could tell like over time he grew, like, figured some stuff out,
things, became less dumb.
I do also love how he like, there was that kind of like insta crush he had with Hikaru at the camp.
Yeah.
Like, when he like bumped into him at night.
Like all of us do. Same, buddy. Same. No one was immune to Hikaru's charms. Like,
seriously.
Because the most fabulous person who ever existed. Like, another scene I really loved is Haruka's mom comes to town, and Hikaru's all nervous, like, oh no, what if like the mom like discovers I'm like gender fluid, and it's really. Meanwhile, the mom is just like the clone of Haruka, and is like, oh, you're so beautiful.
You're like, oh, that's why she is the way she is, because she was raised right.
She was raised by someone who just loves people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, listen, I can understand why my daughter likes you. You're so fabulous. And he's just like, excuse me? What do you mean?
And then I hoped to see you in all of the makeup and stuff. He's like, well, I can make that happen.
Right? Because
like, and then like, when it's only after that you find out about his parents and like the very fraught. I think it's after that.
No, it was before.
Was it before that? Anyway, so it really impacts like a lot more. Where I feel like I should use they. Their character was had a real like just you would when you don't have a lot of access to a lot of different parents. I think that you would probably assume that most parents would be similar to your own, and then meeting other ones, you find out, oh, actually mine might actually be the weird ones. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it's comforting too, because like he really does truly like her, and then didn't want it to be an issue because he also doesn't want it to be like a burden on her and strain her relationship with her parents. Yeah. But like, so then when she's just so accepting and loving, he's like, oh, this is like something that I needed to hear from someone of that age.
Yeah.
It's not just like the my peers around me, but it's someone older and like a mother, like a figure.
Mm-hmm. When he literally he says to her, I wish that I had your parents, and she's like, ew, because we couldn't date then.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
Listen, you play your cards right, you can in the future. Don't worry about it. And
right. I did think for a moment, I had a moment in that whole scene with the mom where I was concerned that when the mom said, like, oh, I was worried about her meeting somebody weird, but I don't have to worry with you around. I thought it was going to go down that road of like the mom thinks he's gay. And so it's like, no, I don't have to worry about you with my
Pregnancy
daughter,
or something.
right?
Yeah.
Because, and it's like, but no, it was just like, oh, because you're clearly not weird. You're just a lovely human being.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, and you're like, oh, thanks, Mom.
You're like, oh. And the thing is like, I think there's this conception that, you know, like they always talk about, you know, the conservative society and all this, but there's people like this that live in all parts of the world that are just like, oh, well, if you're a good person, why do I care if you like wearing dresses? Like, why?
Yeah.
And it's like, even in the most
if you make my kid happy, why?
Yeah,
okay,
that's
great.
Even in the most
being.
conservative places on earth, you will meet these people who are just like, well, you're another human being. Like, are you kind? Are you loving? Like, that's the important part, you know? And it's refreshing to see dramas that are really focused around this concept of, it's like, it takes all sorts of people to make society and to make the human experience.
Yeah.
And I really love seeing this, and it was very much treated not as like an oddity. Like, nobody who worked with Hikaru, like at the makeup college or wherever, like, no one thought they were weird there. Like, everyone was like, oh, they're, you know, Hikaru's the best at makeup and fashion in this entire joint. Like, they can do hairstyling, they can do fashion design, they can do it all. And it's like, so everyone was like, no, this is someone that we look up to and aspire to be, even if we ourselves are, you know, fully cisgender. Everyone who, you know, meets Haruka is like, you know, you have this very sort of anti-lookism woman who's just like, she likes wearing more masculine things, and she's just very outgoing and friendly, which is not generally associated with how to be ladylike, you know, air quotes, because being ladylike is bullshit, like, let's be real. And everyone's just like, no, but like, this is a good person that we can love and look up to, and they love and look up to each other, so it's not weird that they're together, even though someone obsessed with, you know, like, you know, you always meet these people who are like, I don't understand why those two people are together. Like, one of them's so much better looking than the other. And it's just like, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah. It's like, this show definitely like plays with like the like people being obsessed with looks, but like in a different way. So like all the people that were like into their looks in terms of like makeup and stuff were not the terrible people. It's the people who were like, oh, that's a different thing, and that would make us look bad in society. Yeah. So like, I don't want to be associated with you, my son, you know, that sort of thing. And I do like that, like, kind of play that they did.
Yeah.
Right.
Where it was, and I always like sort of things that celebrate feminine interests. Because let's be honest, feminine interests are not celebrated generally in this world.
Absolutely.
And even though I'm not saying that men can be interested in makeup and fashion, that's totally fine. It doesn't have anything to say about your sexuality or whatever. If you like it, wear it, who cares? But there is like a conception that gets put out around in society that like certain things are not important. And I know a lot of people, like even a lot of well-meaning women fall for this. Do you know what I mean? Where it'll be like, oh, stop being so obsessed with like, you know, oh, who cares if like, don't put on, you know, you're just going to the store. Why are you putting on mascara? It's like, because they want to put on mascara and they like it. And it's like, oh, you know, like not to call her out, but my mom is a bit of this person where, you know, they get so caught up in like the conception of like, you know, equality that they forget that like by pushing down things with like a feminine interest, that's not actually serving
anybody.
It is.
Yeah. And I do think it was good in the show as well, though, that they did look at the flip side of that. And Hikaru at one point was talking about like his friend who had a crush on him was also saying to him like, sometimes I think you do this as like a mask, as a shield, right?
Mhm.
Like you're sitting here saying, well, I can't tell her that I like her because she likes this me. She doesn't see me as a man. And he's like,
You assume that.
you're making
Mhm.
assumptions. You're
Yeah.
using this as a shield for your feelings, but and like I've known girls like that, like the girls who had to get up 2 hours early in the morning to cake on the makeup and do their hair perfectly and everything, and they could not see another person until they had everything.
Yeah.
And
It's like, if you're doing it
then,
for fun and
you know,
enjoyment, that's one thing.
but when it's, and
Mhm.
like the one girl I'm thinking about, like she started going to therapy and some of the layers started coming off, like 'cause she was able to get ready in the morning in half an hour because she dealt with the things that she was trying to hide,
Yeah.
right? And she was using the makeup and stuff. And I think that is something that we also do. Like we will, or we'll pick a certain persona that we put out into the world because we don't want people, because if you don't see who I really am, then you can't hate me or hurt me or
Absolutely.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they, like, it's, I'm making it sound like the show got real deep, and it didn't, but like
Well, it did.
kinda
at
did,
the same
though.
time.
But, yeah.
It did in a very, like,
like
the more you
Mhm.
think
It did it in
about
bits.
yeah, the more
It
you
did it
think
in
about it, the
bits.
deeper the layers go. The
Yeah,
iceberg, like,
exactly.
it's the tip. We're in the bottom of the iceberg now. You know what I mean?
It's definitely all there. Like all these things we're talking about are definitely in the show, but it's fed to you with a spoonful of sugar, right? Like
Yes.
it's you're getting your medicine, but you're enjoying it the entire time. It's an easy watch, it's an enjoyable watch, but like also there's things going on
Yeah,
that you're like, oh,
It's
okay,
Like,
we're doing that
like,
now.
did we have
Interesting.
a long discussion about sexuality? No, but we had gay representation, queer,
Gender
gender
fluid,
fluidity.
yeah.
Like there was a lot of stuff. But did we ever sit down and have some long drawn out? No,
No.
but like it was all contextual
Yeah.
type things.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that because I feel like this would be a good show that would like spark conversations in a positive way.
Sure.
Because it would be, very easy for, like someone to sort of explain a lot of these concepts to people who just can't get it when you're like, but when it's presented by this very cheerful, sweet, mask looking woman who just loves everyone, suddenly it seems foolish that you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean? That
it's
like,
also
you're
like a
judging
very
someone.
digestible way that they written this as well.
Yeah.
It's so short and everything's so like, even when we get
Snappy.
to those like parts like where they're a little bit more forced, like, talking about something, it never goes deep into it. So you never have like also like an issue with a lot of things that like like for someone who is like Karu, like it won't be like bring up like issues like watching it
Yeah,
because you're like
it
kind of
won't bring
forced
up
to like
trauma
see,
because it doesn't
yeah,
go into
because it's in a
that.
little bit more digestible way and it's like so sweet and so kind, so you still get that like also just enjoyment out of the entertainment because it's just like a sweet and like fun like and lighthearted like show. Like you can watch this just to have like a sweet thing that you don't really have to consume, but it gives you these pockets throughout the show that you can start to see that like you can like talk about it a little bit more, think about it a little bit more. They're just not going to show it to you in this time.
Yeah. And it can really help people like examine their own like biases and their own relationship with certain things, like their own relationship with, how they present themselves and how they see, like how they judge other people by how they're presenting themselves. So it's really interesting in that way.
And how we judge ourselves too, right? Like one of the things you see with Haruka is that she, like initially, okay, I'm not very feminine because I don't wear dresses and I don't wear makeup and I don't do my hair. And then she learns to do those things and she keeps the parts that she wants to keep and she lets go of the parts that don't fit
she's
her.
just like, I'm not
And
into
so
this.
at the end, like I said, it's pantsuits and sometimes it's dresses and sometimes it's skirts and stuff. And she keeps eyeliner and she, she has a short bob, but she like does something with it. Like she takes the parts that feel right for herself and hold on to those. And it's not like a rejection of everything or it like it very much talks he's gender fluid, and she's like also working on this spectrum of femininity where it's like I don't have to
At least
reject
presentation.
everything or be
Yeah.
everything. Like I can just be me, and I can accentuate me with proper, you know, eyeliner or whatever, right? Like a cute lip color. Like it's just nice to see that. I enjoyed that aspect of it.
I think I enjoyed every aspect of it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, really.
it was just
Jesse, there was another J drama that I remember you mentioning really enjoying that pertained to like I think it was a workplace J drama possibly, but it had to do with like my dressing up on some level. I'm trying to think.
why
So
we
the reason I dress up,
Yeah.
Yeah. So like some of these types of things, is it kind of similar in those ways?
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like
I mean,
the
that
way
one
they
was a bit
discuss
more
like
dramatic
fashion
and like,
stuff.
you know, it's got like, you know, it's you know, longer episodes. So you know, you have that. And you know, older characters. So
They're
like
more
a lot
grown.
of you don't have like a lot of this. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious as far as like tonally and how because I remember you talking about like how they would talk about makeup, fashion, the thing, you know, why she liked to dress up and
Yeah,
how they
and it
kind
was-
of had those things that they would show.
Yeah, I think like tonally, especially because like it never was. It was always like centered around like her liking it, and it would never was like she would, you know, be terrible to another person who doesn't do it.
Right.
And just like Cinderella Closet doesn't do that ever. Like nobody ever is like, oh, that you're like, even the people who are like highly dressing up never look down on those that don't in this show.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is that both of these shows are sort of highlighting is that if you are happy with who you are, you don't actually care if other people are different than you.
Yeah, and it's more of kind of like it's you're like almost doing it like society, like because you're like you feel like you're supposed to do that.
Yeah,
because maybe it's like more of like feeling like professional or like put together so that like, you know, you can sell your product or, you know, be the good social media thing, which is like in the other J drama. But like it's never like both of these also don't have characters that like take that to be evil or like condone it in a way. It's just kind of like the things that like society just tells you you're supposed to do, and then you don't really actually think about it until you step back when it's a different, like, you know, it's like with Cinderella Closet, it's a different person who is dressing up like that. And so like you're forced to be like, oh, it's different, but it still works. Like I think both of those shows like kind of do that in a way.
I was just kind of reminded of that one. I was like, oh, it reminded me to check it out sometime.
You definitely should. I think you would like it. I think most people would really like it.
I just think it's so fun. One of my favorite mangas is Kurigahime, or Princess Jellyfish, which also is a J drama that is also about a woman who meets a gender fluid
beautiful woman
who's not a woman. But that one is more of a pure comedy where like she lives with a bunch of shut-ins who are like considered super weird because they don't have jobs and they're just like really obsessed with very bizarre specific things. And then so it has like a very
fun one.
Yeah, it's very fun, but it takes like it takes a very different it does have like a you should just love yourself vibe, but in a very wackier, like this is not real, like this is you will not encounter these people in real life sort of way. Like it's very over the top comedy, and so like if you liked that one, you will love this one, because this one was like, what if like these people weren't caricatures and were actually just like people.
Yeah.
They weren't like over the top goofballs, you know.
Also, I want to say it's a very safe drama. Like even the points of either misunderstanding or even the homophobic dad, or any of this stuff, it's still pretty soft.
Yeah.
Just for the record, like nothing really gets that intense.
No.
So
I think if you're like an
just know
emotional
that.
watcher, or like, you know, like you can't watch things if like things are going on in your life, this one is like a drama that like you don't have to
Easy.
worry about.
This will
Like,
not stress you
yeah,
out
it's
to
not
watch
gonna
this
like,
drama.
you know,
because they
aggravate
don't
like
even
things or anything like that.
they don't even do the thing where it's like, oh, we've got the miscommunication trope and you've got to wait until the next episode.
No,
you have like you wait like 30 seconds.
30
That's
seconds,
like,
and then they'll have like a nice little conversation about it, and then get back to
And a
like
hug,
putting
and then they're fine.
each other's
like-
makeup on. And you're like, this
it's
is
almost
fantastic.
like just it does the thing where it's like just the audience is like thinking of this like situation off. Nobody else in the world is thinking of this situation being weird.
It's a really delightful show.
I'm thrilled that it's on Netflix, like as far as accessibility to a lot of people, because I do think, can you imagine this being your first Asian drama or J drama to interact with?
What a sweet drama to have as your first.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it would also imagine what the second drama would be. You know what I mean? Like, let me watch another J drama, and then listen, there's some really good ones, but there's some. If you go from this to like, coffee and vanilla, suddenly you're like, what?
This to either Cherry Magic or Old Fashioned Cupcake if you're trying to just go with super low stakes.
Yeah, like this,
Or
this to like,
what was the
10 Things to Do Before 40, you'd be good.
That we did the episode on, the about the mangaka who, with the boy and that.
Nei Sensei?
Nisensei, yeah. That would be a good one. But there's two options, because if you go to Nisensei, you're golden. You go into Personal Weatherman, we're having another story about what the vibes are going to be with mangakas. But this would be, I feel like this shouldn't be your first one. I feel like this should be like your third J drama.
Although I will say this is a really solid one for like if you have young teens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is great.
I did laugh at the one scene where he had said like, oh, I wish your parents were my parents, and she was like, you know, and then they have a kiss and their lips don't even touch, and they like back away. You could like see the air between them. I was like, what are we doing here?
They're working on it, okay?
I think it's because of when it was airing in Japan, they had a little bit more strict. I think it was intentionally in like, right after school time.
Oh, that would be perfect.
I do like
watching that
like,
with your friends.
It's just like there's a lot of stuff like that like is very like central to what it is right now, like growing up, but it also still has the romance story in it, like the sweet romance, like that you just like, especially like at that age, you really just love watching those kinds of romances.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like too, like the I having teenagers, I've seen a lot of this in the last few years, that there's a lot of like questioning your sexuality and stuff when you're in high school, and like the concept of, and they touch on it in the show even, that like, oh well, like if I am a girl who likes to be more masculine, does that mean that I'm gay? And it's like, no, are you attracted to women? Like that's the part that makes you gay.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing. Like,
looking a certain way doesn't make you gay. Just
he has that moment where he says like, oh no, that time he's talking to his friend and he's like, actually that was when I realized like, no, I'm definitely into women. Like, because he did have moments where it was like, oh, if I like this, if I like to look like this, does that mean that I'm gay? And like, and you're like,
no, it doesn't.
No, like liking to wear mascara or doing arts and crafts doesn't make you gay.
Like, listen, fellas, if you want to paint your nails, paint your nails. You want to put on some guy liner, put on some guy liner. Like, doesn't matter who you like, just as long as you bathe, someone will like you.
I think also like the show does the thing where it's like you're not held into like doing what you think is what you want to. Like you are allowed to experience it and then change, and it's not like a testimony to like how terrible you are or anything like that, or like that you're like a bad person or a bad representation of whatever you are. It's because, just that like you're in that stage when you're supposed to be learning about yourself and like taking away all of what like society is teaching you, but also like especially with her, she's just out of college and not with her family, so therefore you got that added to this whole thing of just like her learning to be a human by herself without like her safety net of family and friends that she's grew up with.
And I will say I also appreciated how they showed her going through that arc, and then eventually even being in a committed relationship, but the person you're in a committed relationship with is super busy right then. What does that mean for a young adult? Okay, she felt like in order to fill her time, instead of just sitting at home pining, she's like, okay, I'm going to go try to kind of better myself or learn something or go do something, go be of help to my friend or whatever the thing is. And I thought that's a very realistic thing to like figure out, like, or you could have sat at home and like baked or what, there's a lot of options with that, but it was nice to kind of, that was a very realistic processing that she did. And even in their relationship, how they kind of kept having those very small conversations about the motive for that and whatever. Like, I thought that was all very cool, just because that is life, like making those types of little choices. Just, it changes the structure of how you spend your time and how you spend your relationship and stuff.
Yeah. And I think the show is really good at like sort of the concept that people are not representations of things. Because people are complex and
fluid and
different. And so this is, Auntie Natalia coming out here for all like the 5 youths that listen to this podcast. You don't have to feel like everything you do has to be a representation of something. You are not like, if you are queer, that's cool. There's no right or wrong way.
And there's no perfect way to be that way as well.
And if you're not, you're still welcome here. We welcome the straights, the cis straights here.
Well, and as we said, like experimenting and fluidity, they can be things that's like even just mood based or like. Yeah.
It's all
what's
good,
nice
man.
about this show is how honestly they didn't talk labels most of the time, which is actually really refreshing and nice because. I mean, if labels bring you joy or bring you some security or help you in some way, great. Just like makeup, awesome. Like if you're liking your labels, sweet. But even like Hikaru's character wasn't really into the labels of it. No. Like it wasn't averse to the labels either, but like that really wasn't an aspect of this show. Like we weren't going and definitely
we weren't like
Haruka,
on an investigation to figure out.
Haruka wasn't sitting there having a discussion about, I kind of wear boy clothes. Like it wasn't this big. No, it wasn't.
Haruka
there
was
weren't
like,
labels or discussions.
You're Hikaru. And I like Hikaru, so I like you. That's it. Like, and it's just so refreshing to see because that's so rare to see in media. Someone's just like, you're just the thing. You're just you. It's cool.
And also the fact that they sort of touched on, in one of the earlier episodes, Haruka sort of says, I had thought I would come to the big city and I would go to college, and that was my chance to change myself, to make myself over, to become the makeup wearing, high heel wearing, girly girl. And I missed that chance because I had work and I was too busy to learn how to do those things. So I missed my shot. And so, oops, too bad. And the show does a good job of saying there's no one time. No. There's no one moment when you get to reinvent yourself, when you get to change who you are. I mean, even
you should be constantly doing that.
Yeah, and it's something like I'm gonna pick
this changing. You're dead
too. Yeah,
and like you don't have to. So for those 5 youths who listen to us, like
I think 5 of them out there. I have good faith, somewhere.
I think we can find.
We love you guys a lot.
There's 5 people under 25. I know it. Also, we love all y'all olds who are with us together, all fellow olds,
You're like, yep.
You can also reinvent yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to decide when you're 15 what your sexuality is, who you are, whatever. You can. You don't have to.
Hey, if you know, you know. But if you don't, that's cool.
It's not your moment. Like, it doesn't have to be in college. It doesn't have. Natalia loves the old man Yowie. We are in a moment where there's a lot of 40-year-old men on dramas.
Loving the old. I'm being fed well. But let's be real. Like, the old man Yowie and me That's something that has not changed for me since I was probably about 14, so don't worry. Sometimes you find that thing, that really
sticks with you.
Ooh, I think this is going to be a key part of my personality going forward.
But what were you saying, Amanda?
Sure.
Like, essentially...
You don't have to, there's no one moment. That basically is just
there
that,
is no
right?
one moment.
I mean, for a lot of women, it is like the perimenopause, menopause years, right? Where they like, you stop. Who was it I saw, a talking actress, and she said, God only gives you so many fucks to give, and then like they run out by perimenopause, and then you're like, oh, they're all gone. Now I just do what I want to do, and you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, like, I think you see that a lot of women in their middle age, their kids get up and they leave, and then it's like, oh, now I have to reinvent myself again, figure out who I am outside of mom, or you retire and you have to figure out who you are outside of job.
Yeah.
And like, there's constant milestones in your life where you're changing and growing and becoming somebody new, and don't get stuck on, I decided at 12 that I was this thing, or I was into dinosaurs, or whatever. You don't have to be. You can be into dinosaurs the rest of your life.
Dinosaurs are cool as hell, so
don't have to be. You're allowed to find.
And this is like really good advice, is that constantly finding new things to add to your personality will prevent those moments where your kids move out and suddenly you realize you don't have an identity outside of mother, and will prevent those moments that are like you retire and suddenly realize your job was your whole life. Don't make one thing your whole life. Like, become a multitude, become a mosaic of things, and your life will be better for it.
Well, also, it makes you a really fascinating person for people to talk to. Like, that's not why we're doing it, right? But ultimately, it's kind of funny because you don't realize it, and then you get into a conversation with someone. Like, this happens to my husband all the time at work. He'll be like, oh, I'm into XYZ. And then people go, I would have never even thought. Wow, that's so cool. And he's like, not everyone has to just be into, like, so he's a dude, so it's sports. So he's like, radio and camping, like you can write your own life, and you can change that as you go, and you can still come up with other stuff later, and it's totally cool. And it also helps fight off dementia. Just saying, like, this stuff is actually healthy. Yeah.
Like, people are always like amazed at the very dumb things that I'm into. They're like, really? Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, like, I'll be like, oh yeah, like, I really love, I don't know, like I have a real obsession with the game Balatro recently, and people are like, do you like poker? I'm like, no, but I like this. Like, and for all you Balatro heads, just beat Jokerless last week. For all you 5 Balatro heads on this podcast, that was a big moment for Natalia.
I love that we have, like, in pairs of 5, like sections of
5 people. But it's like, it's just sort of like fascinating, because if you would listen to this podcast just like a couple episodes, you would think that the only thing that we're interested in is like Asian dramas and K-pop. But that's just one chunk of what we're interested in. We've got a whole lot of things going on in this group.
But that's actually something I feel very strongly about. I don't think it's actually healthy for people to just have like one or two main interests, obsessions, whatever, hyperfixations, whatever you want to talk like say about that. And I'm not hyperfixation, that's a whole different thing. But like, as far as it is healthier as life leads you to certain things, or takes away time, or gives you extra time, or any of these things, it's better to follow your curiosity, try something, maybe fail at it, or just add in stuff, interact with something for a few years, put it away, bring it back out off the shelf 3 years later whenever you have more time, whatever it is. But these things do help you become like a fully fleshed out person, that it makes you a little more impervious to, hey, Drama Fever died. You don't feel like you are lost, like utterly lost.
Yeah, like if your group disbands, you're not gonna cry. You're gonna be like, well, we had fun while they lasted, but I guess now I should go back to auto repair or whatever my other interest is. I don't know. Like, listen, I just recommend everyone out there, like, at least pick up cooking, because even if you don't love it at the end of the day, you're well fed. You know, just
Sure, you still have to eat.
Like,
yeah.
So
you got cooking, you got baking. Those are the basics. Then you move into gardening. You know, get the old lady hobbies. You crochet. At the end of the day, you have a sweater. You know, like,
throw in a dash of, do you have a pet? You can be obsessed with them. It's cool.
learn dog grooming. Why not?
I don't know.
Learn to cut hair. I learned to cut men's hair. We haven't paid for a haircut in like 8 years. But my husband's hair looks good. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's like just learn. They don't have to be useful things. I'm also a very big fan of not useful hobbies.
Yeah, just like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like,
Don't make your hobby a side hustle.
no, don't do it.
No.
It's like, let me tell you, my mom is confused by my life. Where I'm like, I make a lot of things. All of my hobbies tend to be crafty because that's what I
where
enjoy.
you have to like put in some hours of work or whatever. Yeah.
So I'm like, I will make an embroidery and give it away for free. I will make stickers and send them to someone because they're having a bad week. I regularly send people press-on nails just for fun. And my mom's like, but you could charge money for that. I'm like, but then it wouldn't be fun anymore, Mom.
Yeah.
Then it would be work.
As someone who's in theater and does all the things that I used to just like as hobbies, I sit with curtains that are never hemmed because I do it at work. It does affect you.
It does affect you. It does.
So it's like, you know, just do things for fun, learn things for fun, research things for fun, get involved, like go join a club, a book club or something.
Yeah.
Like
make a podcast.
Make a podcast with your friends about some special interest you have.
I don't know.
Like the more that you meet people and you learn things, the better your life gets, and the less susceptible you get to certain negative influences if you don't have anything going on in your life, you know? Just get stuff going. I love our little soapbox moments. We always have a good time here.
It's very certified Noonas of us.
You come for the day dramas and you stay for the life lessons.
Well, you stay for the life advice from some middle-aged ladies.
But I will say Cinderella Closet does, if you want to sit and think about Cinderella Closet, you really can end up in some places of like introspection with, it's not simply, oh, what do I want to do with makeup in my life or whatever. It really can be, is there something in my life that I've been avoiding because I'm maybe too scared to go try it? Like you really can, not that it's not being really a teachy show. I will say that. It's not really trying to teach you a ton of stuff other than if you're lacking confidence, you can go work on that. It's trying to be encouraging, but it's not trying to give some huge moral.
No, it's not giving at like an after school special.
Oh, absolutely not.
You know,
this isn't Degrassi. Like,
I mean, that could be your hobby. Degrassi. That'll take you a while.
Hey, there's two different series.
And then you can like
there's the 90s and the 2000s.
How the like first series is connected with the second series. Or I guess there are technically like 3 or 4 series. I think they kept on restarting the new ones.
Listen, I'm not a Degrassi head.
Well, there was the Kids of Degrassi Street.
Yeah,
that's where
it began. And then when I was a child, it was just Degrassi.
Yeah,
and then it became like Degrassi: The Next Generation.
They also kind of, I think they did it because like there's like a series on Netflix, so I think Netflix became also its own thing. Yeah.
Listen, you can
I'm
do
not
that.
that into
That
it,
is an option.
that is the thing.
Like,
it's an option.
We're very supportive of people having interests. It'll keep you going. Take up a Sudoku. You know, do something.
Crosswords.
Yeah. Bring back the old ways, the crossword puzzle. My grandmother.
But really, no.
I was just gonna say, my grandmother was really into crosswords, as was my mom when she was still alive. But they would have a competition to like see who could finish the daily crossword first. And my grandmother learned for all of like the pop culture references, she would call me and pay me for $2 an answer.
Ooh.
I made bank. Right? So listen, and they were both mentally fit till the end. So, you know, like just putting that out there.
Yep. My husband right now is out at the trailer, sitting by the campfire. He's teaching himself leatherworking and working on Sudokus because, you know, sometimes you just need to have some quiet hobbies that you can just do stuff.
Hell yeah.
And enjoy things.
My husband wants to take up rebinding books.
Oh, I love
Right?
rebinding
Wow.
books.
Yes, I was like, that was like a fun
so
couple
much
project
fun.
to do, because like we have a lot of
Yeah.
like sort of, he buys like secondhand paperbacks, like he's really
Mhm.
into like going to secondhand stores and finding like ratty books, and so like it's great that he has these like rare paperbacks, but also they look like shit. So I'm like,
So
we can
Mhm.
rebind
do you guys
it.
also have to throw them in the freezer and stuff to make sure that they don't have bugs in them? I've seen
never,
people talk
I've
about
never
that
done
before.
it. So.
I've never done it either.
No,
but
like you
I-
usually
guess
like
we
I've
should.
seen the horror
he'll,
stories.
like
you're
we'll
supposed
do a little
to, yeah.
we'll do a little flippity flip, you know, like just check this.
I have seen the horror stories as
I
well.
have also. I got him like a little for his birthday last year, a little book embosser that has like a little cat sitting on some books with his from the library of his name, and after he finishes a book, he goes and he embosses the page to be like,
Oh.
and having these hobbies is great.
Yeah.
It's great. And
Well, having hobbies like that, it helps you find your own identity and your own like not and your own preferences, but also it makes you more impervious to like capitalism sucks, man. Like just try to find joy and avoid fear and propaganda and all the crud that there is out there by like
And when your
following what you
hobbies are
like.
things like reading or like watching Asian dramas or dramas from any culture that's not your own or country or whatever, it also makes you more open to the world at large and to different viewpoints other than your own and different experiences other than your own, and
which is so
that's
important.
not a bad thing.
that's
like,
a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the human experience, baby. You know.
I can't top that.
Sing it, yeah. We're going to beat poetry time. Beat poetry. There's another hobby you can take up. Why not? Go to open mic nights. Like, learn the guitar. Do something, you know? Or learn makeup. Why not?
I think everybody listening should tell us your hobbies.
Yeah, please
I'd love
tell
to
us
hear.
what your like weird hobby is. It doesn't even have to be weird, but I love weird. Like, the weirder the hobby, the more I want to hear about it. But I would like to hear about your normcore hobbies too.
I like it because I like hearing about like different things that I've never even thought of.
Yes.
Or tell us like your most recent hobby that was kind of random, because that too, like I fall into random little stuff all the time, and I follow it for a while, and then I'm like,
Yeah, you might have
it's
it
not that
for
I put it
short
away,
time.
but it might be like, I collect a little bit of that thing, I interact with it, and then I enjoy it. But like that might be the end of that. That's totally cool.
Like,
but
we want to support you in doing shit. So tell us what shit you like to do.
Pro tip, if you get into something and you're really hardcore into it, maybe try and keep it secret for a little bit.
For a while.
Because you don't want to have to be
that
you
be your
into
identity.
the penguin girl or the turtle girl or the whatever. And
listen, you can tell us
the
like we are a
people
safe
who are not going to give
like
you
34
presents.
years.
Yeah, like we are a safe place to tell us about these interests, because we have we got no horse in this race, okay? We're not gonna make that your identity.
We're not buying you tchotchkes for Christmas, so you don't gotta worry.
You don't have to worry about it. Sometimes the tchotchkes are really funny because like my mom does buy me. She buys me like really like cheesy K-drama socks that are like, I'd rather be watching K-drama, and then she buys my husband like cat dad socks because like he likes our cat. And I'm just like, okay, sure. So it's you know, sometimes they're funny tchotchkes, but yeah, we are. Just please tell us. We want to know. I want to know about people's weird hobbies. I want to know. I want to know.
To pick up new ones.
Yeah, I'm always looking for something new to try. Anyway, I feel like that was us talking about Cinderella Closet and then really veering off as we normally do.
Well, the reality is Cinderella Closet, it's not like Cinderella Closet is truly about makeup and fashion. That's not really the point. It's about
being yourself,
finding confidence in yourself, and finding your
it's
authentic
what gets
self.
you in,
and
but it's not what it actually is.
Yeah.
Like the cute concept of like girl meets man in women's clothes who helps her with fashion. Like that'll get some people in the door, but then soon you're like, no, I'm actually like, there's more happening here.
And you all get to experience it, unlike Amanda and I, who watched it when it was airing. So we only got one episode a week.
I cannot imagine.
No, I had it written down in like mid-September.
And it's such a short amount of time. You're like, I can fit this in, even if it's like a really like
busy
hectic
day.
day.
Like I can do
Like
it
it
while
can
eating
actually
lunch.
fit in this 20
Yeah.
minutes of a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
You're stronger than the Marines for doing that, guys.
And you know who else is stronger than the Marines? The people who come back every week and listen to this podcast.
We
through
love
entirety.
you.
We love you. Actually, I don't think you have to be stronger than Marines. You can put us in. Just put us on while you're, on your morning drive to work. We'll cheer you up. That's why we go. That's legit why I put this out. We put this out on Monday mornings.
Yes.
So that you have a little something to look forward to.
something to look forward
to. Going into the.
I will say, if you are the person driving, I don't know. Sometimes we are pretty funny, so
Yeah,
just be careful.
I'm
Drive
told.
wisely.
I'm told that we do make.
Yeah, I've
laugh
been
pretty
told.
Told
I've
us.
been told.
People, like, we're not just saying this because we're like, yeah, we're so funny. It's like people do tell us that they laugh at shit that we say. So I'm just telling you what the people tell us. This is coming from us. The people are saying this, not us. And the people are also saying if you want links and time codes, you should go to certifiednoonas.com, our website, which you can listen or watch the podcast on, but you can also listen to it, which most people do, legit. Most people who consume this do listen to us in audio form on various podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Podbean, that sort of thing. But you can also see us in video on YouTube. But if you want links to where to watch things that we talk about and you want a breakdown of when we talk about stuff, you're going to have to go to certifiednews.com where all of that information is provided to you. And if you want to support the weekly shenanigans that we come up with, you can join our Patreon as our little tip jar on the web, patreon.com/certifiednoonas. They're a found family. You can join the found family. They are our favorite people. Who have made us one of their hobbies. And frankly, we love them for it. They keep the lights on, and we do little mini episodes for once in a while. We have a movie night every month with just found family members who want to come, and it's a good time. It's a good time. We think it's the best. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. We will be back next week with a return of a series that we haven't done in a while. But it's coming back. It's been a while, but it's coming back. No, well, you'll have to wait till next week to find out what that is. And we do live streams every once in a while. And it is our anniversary this month.
It is.
We're
so
7 years. So we will probably be having a special anniversary episode or live stream. So we haven't decided yet. We're still working out the details. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. As always, wear a mask and wash your hands and keep enjoying Asian entertainment. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.